Alright, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Alex here, back with yet another video. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about EA. And, I guess overall, what do you guys think? Is Madden 18 just a tease for Madden 19? Because I think it is. I think Madden 18 is more like of, so we would love to get this. We would love to have that in the game, but next year we'll get to it. That's when we'll get to it. Because when I saw that interview with Clint Oldenburg, the one that I talked about in my video yesterday, it sounded like, we'd love to have players that eventually become coaches. That would be an awesome thing to put in the game, but maybe next year. Whenever people ask for a certain feature, it's always like, maybe next year. Why don't you just deliver? Why does it always gotta be maybe next year? Because we know from experience, maybe next year never comes, and it most likely never will come. So, EA, the first thing I want to point out though, besides the whole maybe next year BS, Frostbite, where is Frostbite? That's not, wait, you showed it in the frickin' teaser trailer. Graphics looked insane there. What are we looking at with frickin' trailer that you guys released, or the frickin' leaked gameplay? It don't look like Frostbite. It don't look nothing like Frostbite. It looks like a pile of Madden 17 with slightly updated player models, and that's pretty much it. I'm sorry, but that's all I can see. You guys changed hardly any of the visuals. Yeah. No, I imagine the whole, shots of the outside of the stadium and the whole player entrances, I bet those are going to look really cool. But when the overall game, when all you did was just update the gameplay, that's like Madden 17.5. That's not Madden 18. That's just half-assed 17 with some slightly pretty player models. And then you backspace to the 7. You tweaked a little bit of gameplay. You backspace to 7. You added the 8. That's what, and then you put a freaking different cover athlete on there. That's all I see with Madden 18. I feel like it was more like they worked so hard on story mode that all the resources were for story mode, which is why they only marketed story mode. And we haven't had a raw gameplay trailer yet, and probably won't get one. Why? Because they want to show off the game with the EA Sports Game Changers. Now, I have nothing against the EA Sports Game Changers. I watch a decent amount of those guys, like SimFBall Critic, Smitty, all those guys. I've watched more as SimFBall Critic, but I watched a few of Smitty's videos here and there. I've even went into live streams and complained one time about how I hate aggressive catch and how I wish you could cut better with your players and there's more realistic foot planning. And, I hope they can fix that a little bit, the foot planning, because that sucked. But, I'm happy that they're fixing gameplay, don't get me wrong. I've hated the gameplay for a few years now. It just drives me freaking nuts. I can't stand playing online because you get cheesed so much, and it's absolutely ridiculous. I've seen instances where the DB's hands, they go like that to deflect the ball, and the ball clips, and the football clips through the fingers, and it still snaps in place. Why? Because the ball snaps in place like a freaking magnet, okay? So once it's already got to that trigger point, once it's gotten that certain length to a trigger point, it doesn't matter if there's fingers there. The collision detection is gone. And again, EA just needs to work on the physics. That's the issue. Even I can tell that. I'm not a game developer, but I can tell. I think that's what the issue is. So, the ball clipping through fingers, that's not realistic. The ball should be tipped, just like in real life. This is simulation football. Collision detection should be on every part of the character model. That's just my personal opinion. Again, talking about Frostbite, we should have jerseys. This one guy, I believe his name is Matt Allen. So if you guys want to go check out his YouTube channel, he did a really good video. I think it was maybe this morning or something, but he showed the jersey on All Pro Football 2K8, how the jersey ripples up, you know? Why don't we see that in Madden? That was 10 years ago, guys. Come on, 2007, and they already had that down. Now EA promised that way back in 2013 that the Ignite engine would have clothing physics. And now it's obsolete. Now the Ignite engine is gone. They ditched it. They went to Frostbite. Still, even from the trailers, there is no physics. It's just crazy. And then somebody actually made a good video. I think it was the same guy, Matt Allen. He made a video where he showed Madden 25 versus Madden 17, and hit stick was actually way better. With the physics were still wonky to some extent, but my God, at least hit stick actually felt like a hit stick. Like hit stick felt rewarding. Like back when I remembered it from like 07 and 06 and 08, all the good Maddens. Back when hit stick worked as it should. I want that kind of hit stick back, because that hit stick was amazing. That hit stick actually felt rewarding. This hit stick is just so bummy. Man, the hit stick from the older Maddens was just brutal. So if they could bring that hit stick back, I'd be happy. But the hit stick that they have in 18, it's not the hit stick I remember. And the one from 17, not the hit stick I remember either. So yeah, overall, EA, I really think this is just a tease for Madden 19. So here's the thing. Here's what I would tell most of you guys now. I know me and Anthony, if you guys watch DM's videos, you know that me and Anthony won the giveaway. But here's the thing. This is what I think. Had I not won the giveaway, I swear to God, I would have waited until Black Friday. I did for Madden 17. I would, knowing what I know now about Madden 18, I would not have pre-ordered that. That would have never even crossed my mind. Well, it would have crossed my mind, but then it would have just, after I saw that first initial gameplay, you know, the part of my brain would just be obliterated. It would just be like, what's this pre-order Madden 18? What? No, you know, it would be like, oh God, I want Frostbite, man. Frostbite Madden 18, baby. Oh yeah, cutting edge graphics. And then you see the gameplay. Frostbite alive. Disperse those brain cells. We don't need those brain cells anymore, because that tells us to get Madden 18. But you know, that's just how I feel right now. Because I just feel like we're reading man, they can't even fix not fix, but change. They couldn't even change things. They couldn't fix little things. Like, they can't change how the scoreboard looks, really. You can't change how the in-game banners look, like the scoreboard, the stat overlays. Okay, they did a few, like the 1st and 10th thing, that looks a little different this year, but oh my God. And then it's so annoying because they reuse all the same cutscenes, like the ones where they show the shots of the players on the sidelines, and the ones where they show the coaches on the sidelines. Man, those have been in the game for years and years and years, probably going all the way back to Madden 10 or probably even Madden 11. I'm not exaggerating, okay? I've played all of those Maddens. Okay, the first Madden I played was Madden 10 on Xbox 360 back when that was new. My brother had gotten an Xbox 360 that year. He got Madden 10 and was it Midnight Club or something? But anyways, he got Madden 10, I know that for a fact. And Madden 10, well, it looked amazing. I thought Madden 10 was amazing at the time, because before that, we could only get Maddens on PS2, you know. So Madden 10 on the Xbox 360 was awesome. So, but the thing about it is, it just didn't pop, you know. Or what am I trying to say? I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, here, you know what? I'm gonna show you guys an example. Okay, here's some things that EA could work on, because I had them set in place, freaking, 7 years ago, whenever Madden 10 came on. I don't remember anymore. But you see that, right? Extra points. The extra point show. Can you see that? Can you all see that? The extra point show. They could have built on that. Okay, here's what happened with that. They ditched that. Because I remember in Madden 11, they had the halftime show. Yes, okay, Madden 10. The commentary for the halftime show was bad. I will give you guys that much. The commentary for it was pretty terrible. The voiceovers were not that good. But you also got to take into consideration they had a good foundation. Yes, it was crappy. The commentators sucked. They could have kept it there, got new commentators for Madden 11, but they chose not to do it because you know what? By Madden 11, while they still had the extra point show, they only had it for the post-game report, and they didn't even improve on it. And then by Madden 12, it was gone. And then we got to Madden 15. They finally gave us a halftime show again, but it sucked because the voiceovers for it sucked, the commentary for it sucked, and you didn't even get games from around the league. You know, at least for Madden 10, if I remember correctly, it would show your replays and then it would show other team stats. You know, so at least Madden 10 had that in its halftime show. So I think, granted, both are terrible. Like, both are so behind ESPN and NFL 2K5. At least they were decent. At least it was something to build on. That's the thing about EA. They throw gameplay features away. Like, man, Madden. Okay, Pro Football 2K8 had amazing sidelines. Okay, there is cops on the sidelines. Freaking cops on the sidelines. There are no cops on the sidelines in Madden 17. Okay, there's no cops. There's no cops in Madden 18 gameplay that I can see. There was cheerleaders dancing on the sidelines. They weren't just mannequins. They were dancing. They were doing stuff. The chain game moved out of the way when a player came through and was being tackled and ran out of bounds a little ways. They were just so much more interactive. I want to see that in Madden. Now, we've been promised that the sidelines will be interactive, but we haven't seen that yet. So obviously we're going to have to see that for ourselves. But anyways, guys, what do you guys think? Did EA dog us? Is Madden 18 really just like Madden 17 with updated graphics? Or is it just... do you think it's a crap game overall? I don't know. I honestly think that they're waiting for Madden 18 because all their resources are flipped, and I don't know though. I don't even know if we can trust that because with Madden 18, the way they put it is if the game sells good, we're suffering with story mode for a second time. And I'm not saying story mode will be bad, but this is the issue we run into with story mode. Allowing them to make a big complex story mode makes it so that they lose all of their resources, and then all of the resources from franchise mode, all of the resources that would work on presentation for the game, they're all gone. So with all those resources being gone, you don't really get a new game, you just get a slightly updated game. So with Madden 19, instead of doing a story mode, they could do like a My Player mode where we get to create our own guy and create our own storyline, you know? And then, instead of having the choices and stuff and all the issues, it could just be a set storyline. And then after the first season, we still got to play. Yeah, I understand the cutscenes would be gone after the first season because you can only have so many cutscenes in the game. But once all the cutscenes were done, they could have made it so that once we finish that storyline, we still get to play our custom created guy. We get better presentation upgrades. We maybe get some draft presentation, like for franchise mode. We actually get to see a full-on draft with players walking onto the stage and getting their names called up. And all that cool stuff that we want to see. We could have got that with 18, but then we got story mode. And story mode, it just kind of ruined it. And here's the thing why I don't really care for story mode. This is the reason why. Yeah, it's probably going to be a cool storyline. It's going to be interesting. But once you play it once, you know, what is it, like a 4 to 8 hour experience? Once you play that once, you might come back to it a few times, maybe, just to show it to friends or something. But once you're done with it, you know, it's like playing like a regular video game. Except a regular video game might actually have like maybe 60 to 80 hours of gameplay, depending on what game it is. So, especially if you're talking about like a Fallout, a Grand Theft Auto, what other open world games are there? There's tons of open world games out there that have like 60 to probably 80 hours of gameplay, maybe even a little over 100. So when you're talking about, you're trying to market a storyline in the game that only has maybe about 4 to 8 hours of content, that's not going to pull that many people because they're going to play it once and then they're not going to touch it again. So they're bringing the wrong crowd, and I understand they're trying to bring different crowds and stuff, you know, story-driven crowds and people that like to play story mode games, but you're taking away from football. If you're taking away from a football game, and if you would have just did a My Career mode where we get to create our own guy and create our own legacy, I think people would have loved that so much better. Hopefully we get that from Madden 18. I hate to say it, but I hope the sales are really bad so that they don't revert back to story mode, because they did say that if this game sells really good, they're doing a story, or they're doing a long shot part 2, and I really don't want to see that. But anyways, you guys in the comment section down below, tell me what you think. But anyways, this is Alex, and I'm out. Peace.